Hello everyone, my name is Samantha from Starkey Farmstead, and I am fixing to read you a correspondence from a lady in North Carolina, just right outside of Asheville. This is a true account of what is happening in North Carolina right now. What I am fixing to share with you was emailed to me from a lovely lady who has a close family friend in North Carolina. I have printed out the email here to read to you guys. This is the only warning I will give. It is heartbreaking what I am fixing to read. But before we dive into that, let's talk about what's going on with North Carolina post Hurricane Helene. They're saying their entire death toll is 92. And one county is only 42, which is down considerably from 72 just a week prior. I'm just giving you what we've been given from mainstream media, folks. Hear how the people supposedly died. I'm a little curious about chemical exposure and blunt force trauma. I guess something hit them in the head. They didn't claim it as drowning. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. But let me go ahead. I am not going to be using real names. I was asked to change the names, okay? It basically says, "Hi, Sam and Steve. A friend of mine close to Nashville has been writing to me and another friend asking for what has been shown on mainstream media about what's going on down there. After a few messages, I asked her if I could share it with you, so I copied and pasted it into the note program on my phone, using different colors for who the responses are from. I think it's Samsung Notes app. I'm going to try and copy paste it here in this email, but if it doesn't work, I will try and figure out another way." All right, here's the first one. "Hey, R, can I ask you what news coverage, if any, you all have seen recently about the flooding in North Carolina? Everyone here is talking about how things are being covered up by mainstream media and not reported. I thought I would get a take from my out-of-town friends. Specifically, have you heard a body count or a missing person count? We still have no internet. We have to drive out to a Starlink satellite hotspot to check on the news and to communicate. Hopefully this week or next, we will get our service back. I hope you are both." Oh, I will respond when I get home from work. I've got not much here, but watch independent news for truth. This is the response from the friend that was emailing her saying, "Hey, have you heard anything? I'm in North Carolina. I don't know what's going on. Thanks, B. I may not be able to reply to you until tomorrow, but I will reply. I don't watch much news other than what I see on Facebook, but I can't say that I've seen anything about body counts or missing people since the first couple of days. Our church has a group going the beginning of next month, I believe, and I have a friend whose husband and son are in North Carolina with skid steers helping where they can. I've heard some great stories from that are total God things. I wouldn't doubt the current administration is trying to cover up a lot, since they aren't willing to help us. It's good to hear from you, and we are still praying for everyone involved. It's going to be a long road. Thanks, C." This is the response. "There are thousands of people still missing, including my cousin. We assume she is dead, but they have yet to find her body. Her husband was found up the river 32 miles from his home. So many are dead, and the numbers we keep hearing reported back on the news are getting smaller. I heard the sheriff of our county report on the radio earlier today that there were 127 deaths in our county alone. Now they're backing off that number. My friend works at the hospital here, and she said there are over 900 dead in refrigerator trucks. I've yet to hear that reported on any news channel. I don't understand why. It has been like living in a war zone here, but the people have been amazing. The compassion, man, I have never seen anything like it. It was completely restored my faith in humanity. Before FEMA, before the National Guard, people from neighboring states started rolling in with machines, supplies, and willing to do anything for anyone. I have seen people from as far away as California, Texas, and Canada. They just packed their vehicles up and drove all day to get here and help. It's been so good for my heart. Our church, where my husband is pastoring now, flooded. But we have gutted the sanctuary, cleaned out the fellowship hall, and we're able to have service Sunday. We've already received close to $40,000 in donations. There is joy and silver linings in it all. Please let your church and friends know how much we appreciate them. It is people like that that are getting us through." This is the response. I'm sorry this is so late. Unexpected things after work today had me responding late. So I watched a couple of videos on YouTube that were from ABC or CBS, and they were saying 90, some still missing, and something like 127 people in the state of North Carolina confirmed deceased. I know these numbers are made up. I've watched many independent reporters who have gone down there and interviewed townspeople with horrific stories and also amazing stories of survival. Mainstream media seems to want to make people believe that you guys don't want help from outsiders because people are robbing you. I don't believe that unless I hear it from someone who lives down there. Mainstream media also says how much FEMA is helping you guys, yet most people haven't seen them. And $700 per household is absolutely ridiculous. I'm so disgusted with this current administration. The all-out evil is so blatantly put right in front of our eyes. It's good to hear good stories from you, but I'm so sorry about your cousin and her husband. You are in my prayers. Please, if there's anything I could do to help, let me know. Here is the response from the lady in North Carolina. Wow, just wow. I don't understand this part. You guys don't want help from outsiders because they're robbing you? Question mark, question mark, question mark. What? That's not true. I'm right in the middle of this, and I can tell you FEMA has done nothing. I don't know one single person who has received a dime or any help from FEMA. Everyone I have personally spoke to with who has applied for the asinine $750 has been denied. Our church was completely flooded. They denied our claim. I thought they were supposed to come in and help, but what a joke that is. Week 1, we were looking and hoping and relieved when we heard that FEMA was finally on scene. I haven't even seen them pass out so much as one bottle of water. Everything we have received and every bit of help that has been given from private citizens from across the U.S., and it has been welcomed with open arms. If anything, we have an overabundance of goods flowing in. There are people rolling in daily with food trucks, feeding people hot meals. People are coming in from far places, bringing in generators and propane and clothes, cleaning supplies, and pet food. It has been amazing. I feel like someone needs to spread the word that these things we need now, in my area anyway, are building materials, shovels, brooms, trash bins, hammers, rakes, nails, that kind of things. We need bridges. It's just a huge disorganized mess down here. A lot of people are back in their homes. A lot of people don't have homes anymore. There are people living in tents, and it gets cold here at night. This gets harsh, so feel free to skip this next part. I guess I just need to vent. I'm sitting here using the internet in a church that has Wi-Fi and trying my best not to cry. My husband waited across the river Sunday night to check on an elderly couple from our church. The bridge washed out, and they're just stuck where they are. Up that one road alone, there are 15 homes, no access, other than wading through the river because their bridges are gone. I don't mean to go on. It's just been so much. Week 1, our sheriff announced on the radio that there were 127 bodies. He was making new updates every day. And then the National Guard and FEMA rolled into town, and suddenly all the updates stopped. And the death count never climbed any higher. I kept trying to focus on other things, but we're surrounded by it. My husband works for the city of Asheville in the water department and has to dig in the mud that's left behind trying to find water meters. He has seen firsthand the houses and cars with the big X's on them, with a number written underneath which shows the number of bodies recovered. He said he thinks the real number is in the thousands. One county over from us, a coroner stated that he had given out 1,200 body bags to recovery teams. They came back and asked for more. My nephews are working in Burnsville, where the roads are completely washed away, trying to build a new way in. And they saw a box truck hauling 25 bodies out of Burnsville. Playing catch up on Facebook, I saw a post from right after the flood of a woman in a nearby town saying that she had a baby, was down to 1 bottle of formula, and an elderly person with her who was on oxygen and needed help. She had tried to walk out with them but had to turn back because the road was washed away and blocked by a river. She was begging, asking for help, and asking where the army was. I'll never forget her words. There are bodies laying everywhere on my road. Why isn't anyone here helping? I've heard 100 stories like this. It's heartbreaking. Meanwhile, my house is fine. My family's fine. But my husband's going to work and smelling death. And while I'm praying he doesn't dig up a body, I'm praying for my nephews who were prepared by the National Guard that they will be finding bodies as they dig around in the river. There's so much horror. And now they're saying that there's no way there could be survivors still. And they're reaching the end of the line searching for remains. And that it's time to just start bulldozing places over and not searching anymore. I keep holding on to the good I see around me. The neighbor who had in her house a generator and let us come take a hot shower. I know how that feels. My neighbor who distributed every bit of food in her huge freezer because it was just going to go bad and she wanted to help people. The hippies in town who organized to search and rescue before anyone else got to town. The people who are pulling furniture out of their homes and donating it to people who lost everything. The thousands and thousands who are pouring in their love and support and supplies and working their butts off without a penny paid because they care. That's what I'm going to try to take away from this. Please don't feel like you need to respond to that. I think I need therapy. I can't talk to anyone around here because they're all in this and feeling the same way I feel. It's a massive help for you, all just to let me cry on your shoulders for a minute. And this is the response. I can't even imagine to begin what you guys are going through. You don't have to apologize by talking to us. I am friends with a Christian lady named Samantha Starkey who has a YouTube channel. And if you'd let me, I could send her your message if our names are changed for privacy. She covered the fires in Maui. She's from Louisiana. You do what you need to do. And I am here for you in whatever way I can be. I will pray for everyone that you were worried about and all your neighbors and, of course, your husband, and your children. This is the response from the lady in North Carolina. Feel free to forward it to her as long as it's anonymous. People need to know. I love you girls and thank you for letting me vent. Please pray specifically that they would find my cousin's body. I know that would be a massive relief for her parents. She and her husband have an 8-year-old daughter who spent the night with their grandparents the night before and was spared. And now she has no parents. It would help everyone, I think, if they could just have a funeral. There are silver linings and joy here. I'm just not focused on it. I'll be okay. We, the community, will be okay. And it's because of the love of everyone coming in. I'm running out of time here. The internet will be shut down shortly, but I feel it only fitting to send you with some pictures. I'm going to send the happy ones since I've been such a Debbie Downer. And her friend replied, don't cut yourself down like that. And that's it. So again, this was sent to me October 22nd at 4:58 p.m. This is a real report from North Carolina, from a real, true human whose husband is a pastor. They must be very close to Asheville and Brunsville because that's the two towns that she spoke about. What's happening in North Carolina is not just a travesty, it's treason. Our government is going in and just basically taking over our federal government. So I want you to think about that as we grow closer to choosing whom we want to run this country for the next 4 years. You can choose Harris again, but next time it might be your town. It might be your town that she and her VP wait, 7 or 8 days before they send the military in to rescue you and your family. I need you to really consider that. It's so much deeper than who you like or who tweets mean. You know what I'm saying? God bless America. We love you, North Carolina. And if anybody else is out there and wants to share these types of stories, please feel free to reach out to me. We will spread your truth to the world. Love you guys.